All right, guys, I'm back for part two now. Now, hear me out on this. We're gonna talk about in this one. We're gonna talk about like a few things of how they're basically when this thing will come to an end, or even though that I've laid that out in a general form many weeks before, and for a long time I've been addressing that. And by now, if you're subscribed to this channel, you already know how this market swings. And if you don't, obviously we're together. We're constantly making content, and I answer literally every question that comes my way. I want to appreciate and give a shout out to all the members of this channel. You guys have been amazing. Um, it really is coming from the bottom of my heart. You guys have no idea. I'm a very emotional person. So emotionally, without being very emotional, I humbly thank you and appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't liked the videos, please like them so we can push it out to more and more people. Now, I've already laid out to you guys like this whole thing of how they pump and dump stocks, and then how they pump and dump the crypto to constantly keep doing what they got to do. And I told you specifically that look at the crypto. Every time it has a run, it's a very stupid run. It's like a 2, 3, 4%, 8% max run that literally brings it almost back to the same level that it was at before it dumped. So again, you can tell that it is not moving past that, that, for example, that 50 grand level for Bitcoin to possibly have a shot going back up above, to reach the 60 or above the 60 or even more. In fact, I know that those days are not even near. We're closer to going down to the below the 20 and perhaps the double digits, well, as far as double digits, I mean, like, the word saying it. Don't get that excited. We're not gonna go down to $10 or $15 or $20 or whatever, with Bitcoin. But I could see it hit down below the 20s. I could see it hit and go down possibly to even 10 or even less. Again, this is not a joke, guys. If you believe in the MOAS, you have to believe in the fact that obviously there has to be enough money to pay for it, since it's not just one stock. And when this thing happens, where do you think, again, I know we covered this before, but this just to narrow that tunnel down, where do you think they're going to go to get that money? I mean, whether they go to the feds, whether they go to the DTCC, they have to put up a lot of money themselves, and many of it will be depleted out of crypto. And you're going to see, I told you this before, weeks ahead, and I told you that they're going to come out with some regulations to tax it, how to see where it's going from point A to point B, basically track it so it can be a beneficial monetary system for them. Because we do know that also that the dollar is going to vanquish at some point. So the currencies in general are going to vanquish, and it's going to be replaced with these cryptos. And I could see, how easily Ethereum and Bitcoin can be, the leading force for that turnaround. I mean, again, institutionally and retail wise. I could see it dropping so low, like literally, like I could see Bitcoin below 10. And I'm not like, for the Bitcoin holders and lovers and all that stuff, I'm not saying this because I want that to happen. It's just like the realistic thing that could happen. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I could be wrong completely. Put that in the comments section why you don't think that would be the case. Maybe I've missed some cornerstones here and there as I was passing through. So just give me your opinion on, respectfully on why you think that no, it's going up rather than it going down. Anywho, a lot of people used to also look, like I remember last year in 2021, a lot of people used to look at like, I think it was like for a minute, reverse repo and repo operations became very relevant and important, and that's a very good thing. Like, we were on the right track with that. Then suddenly it stopped because it just became more of a reported number every day. Well, if you need day trading tips, you need to understand that you need to understand like that time of the day. It plays a huge part, especially if you're also an options trader, because when I get like for those of you out there who know, you know, but when operations like that, like the repo and the reverse repo, happen on a daily basis, especially throughout this market that we're going through, you know, these guys are parking their money and their assets, I mean, overnight, and they come back to repurchase them the next day to, you know, and they only pay a 0.5%, which hopefully soon is in a couple of days is supposed to change, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then you know it's business as usual. But when you're a daily trader, especially in specifically in options, then you need to understand that those days, on those times, like around that 12:35, 1:30, or 1, that is when markets normally starts rebounding or looks like it's going to rebound, because that's when those operations are over with. So again, I might be, for like I said, for those of you out there who know, you know. If you didn't know, now you just learned something new. Always, you don't have to be in fear throughout the morning, because majority of people are waking up looking at the stock and it's like, okay, at 10 o'clock, of course, retail, like day traders, go in from as early as 4 in the morning. And by the time it hits before 11, as soon as it hits to 11, most of those guys are gone. Now it's different traders, because those guys have done their work. They've been up early in the morning. All they need is that first hour and a half from 9:30 to 11 to conduct all their transactions, the positions that they went in on. And now they're going to be liquidating them. And that's why normally you see after 11, many positions going down, you know, like majority of the market starts dropping before it goes back up. And it drops, but you can't find the bottom most of the times on many stocks until after that 115-ish, 130-ish time frame, which is, if you look at the opposite aisle, seeing the repo and reverse repo transactions, you'll see it will correlate with that same time, because as soon as those transactions are over, that's when you see a rebound on the market. Again, just wanted to give out a small tip on as far as like the day trading life, or the options and all that kind of stuff to take a part of. I'm not telling you what to do, how to do it. I'm just throwing out some, you know, some net numbers for you to, and some and times and some strategies that I personally have used before to benefit along the way with this movement. Now, on this next video, I'm going to tell you what I did with GME to even increase and make a bigger position in GME, actually, because personally I have sold my GME like literally right after that second run up, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I've done just recently now, as of the last few weeks, and how that benefited me in these times while everything is terrible and all that crazy stuff. Much love, AB Invest.